Now, victims of the 2019 Mamelodi floods finally have a place to stay. The Gauteng provincial government has given the families land to resettle on permanently. They were to be moved sooner, but COVID-19 halted those plans. eNCA's Lindokuhle Xulu is following that story for us. He's on the ground, just tracking exactly this land and what is going to be happening there. Lindokuhle, good morning again. What can you tell us about what you can see there this morning? Are people getting ready to use that land to settle?
Well, people have settled, but then we understand that people had been moved from as early as, in fact, in July. But the Mamelodi Baptism Church, those that were harboring there, were only moved recently. And what I can see, in fact, I just wanted to paint a picture of the roads, but I'll ask Leopo to just turn for you and show you some of the services that are being provided here. Is that there is no water and electricity, there is no proper sanitation at this stage, as it is indeed new land. So you will be seeing a lot of these trucks and also trucks that are delivering water. But I just want to take a walk through here, pretend to show you just the dusty streets here is what you're confronted with as you walk inside this particular community. Of course, the houses from each side very much properly and formally demarcated to show that these are yards, and you can see the toilets, in fact, are all over the streets to show exactly where the services are coming from. But certainly there is service, as far as we understand from the community leader, to say that there is trucks that are coming on a regular basis to provide services for them. They do understand that at this stage, but then they cannot obviously be expecting a lot. But one thing they are grateful of, as we spoke to them earlier, is that they do have, in fact, help from the government. And in fact, one of the things that they've said is that they have a roof over their heads, and very much commending something as simple as privacy. In fact, but then the yard that I'm walking into is one of those that is coming from Mamelodi Baptism Church. I just want to get a sense from them, but you can see we are clearly walking into a yard. We are clearly seeing a structure that someone lives here, unlike some of those places we've seen where land invasion occurs and there's no proper planning in terms of where the structures will be. But we're trying to get a sense. We're going to go and knock here, to get a sense of how they've been settling here. Hopefully someone will answer our knock, but this is one of the the victims of the Mamelodi floods. That someone says, "Hi, how are you?"
I'm good.
I'm good, thank you. I don't know if you want us to come in. Are you fine with us coming in? Thank you so much, but then we are being allowed to come in. I know Leopo won't be happy, in fact, because of the lighting inside. So let me just ask you to stand here, sis, and give us a sense of how it has been. You're coming from living in a church for 7 months, and today you have a structure to call home. Just take us through how you're feeling about this.
I'm feeling so good. I'm so excited, to be honest with you, because it was not an easy thing to stay in the community hall for 7 months. But at least now the government see us through so that they can give us a permanent place, even if it's not a huge place, but it is a place where we can get a roof under us, even our children. So we just thank God about everything.
And one of the things that Utulani, who is a leader, said is that, in fact, one of the things you're appreciative of is the fact now you have privacy as opposed to what you had. But just take us through the difference now, that some of the things are able to do that you couldn't do in a church where it was a hall. But just take us through the difference that this has made.
As you can see now, my house, I did this one for my baby. So that is my privacy. I've got my bedroom, and at least I've got a small place where I can able to cook, and a small place where we can able to sit as a family. So it's what actually Tulani spoke about. And we've got a place where we can at least sit outside, and maybe welcoming visitors to come and visit us. So that is true, that we have really a privacy right now.
Okay, thank you so much for speaking to us. Hopefully welcoming visitors after the lockdown, when things have settled and we know that COVID-19 is no longer a threat, but then certainly giving us a sense of what difference it has made for them to be actually given this land. Now the problem, or rather a point of concern, then, is that many people are still waiting to be given land, like the people here. Of course, we know that they had been prioritized because of their situation. But many of the land grabs happening in the city, in fact, in the province of Gauteng, have always been about the fact that people have been waiting too long for land, and hopefully this will bring about that sense that indeed there is something that is being done, both by provincial government and city of Tshwane, who in fact is acting under the administrator to say that they are trying to fast track that process of giving people serviced land.
Thank you very much, Lindokuhle Xulu, on the ground there in Tshwane.